Hi there. Thanks for coming back to my YouTube channel or for stopping by my website to view this video. Today's lesson is about the victim triangle. And it's about ways that we have a habit of interacting with each other that don't really work and don't really help us. And so I've done this little diagram here of the victim triangle. Bum, bum, bum. On it you will see there's a hero, there's a victim, and there's a villain. Sounds a lot like comic books. Well, it kind of is like comic books. So the victim triangle is a dynamic interaction between these three roles. And so what happens is the victim feels like they've been done wrong by the villain one way or another, and they run to the hero for help. And the hero gets involved, but the hero never has all of the facts. And often the villain is very quickly discriminated against because they're just labeled as some kind of bad person, and sometimes the villain is actually just a scapegoat. Sometimes the villain is actually the whipping boy of the victim. And the hero doesn't always really know what's going on. So there's a dynamic relationship here. And the problem with this relationship is neither the villain, the victim, or the hero is actually looked at as a complete person. They're caricatures. They are just little glimpses of a part of a person depending on what role we want to cast them into for our own reasons. And so what happens is, as long as victims are running to heroes, victims are never learning how to have healthier dynamics with the kind of people they would often label as being a bit of a villain. Other words for this would also be the victim, that pretty much stays the same. The hero can also be called the rescuer, and the villain, it can also be called the victimizer. And so I'm not saying that this dynamic never happens, but what I'm saying is that all too often people don't stop, breathe, become mindful, become present, become peaceful. The victim could go directly to the villain and work things out. The victim could find other ways of dealing with the problem. And of course, another aspect of this is the hero always loves to be the hero. When we're playing the hero role, we are flooded with dopamine and serotonin and all kinds of feel-good feelings. And it feels good to come in and swoop down and rescue the victim and get them all okay and to be all down on the dirty old villain. But this is not how the greater reality works. This is only how reality works within the construct. Now, often when we go to some of the helping agencies, the helpers have the best of intentions, but they don't realize that they themselves are always on this triangle, and so they want to be the hero. It feels good for them to solve your problems and to commiserate and to help you figure out everything that's wrong with the villain. But that often leads to scapegoating, and again, the villain is not a villain. The villain has just been cast as the villain in the eyes of the victim and the hero. And so it doesn't really solve problems. And so we see this in a lot of helping agencies. Victims are going all the time, help me, help me, help me. The hero is then commiserating and actually solidifying the reality of the victim. But everything we experience is an outward projection of what is made up in the mind. And so our senses take in data, smells and sounds and vision, what we see, and those are all just frequencies that are then translated by the brain into a holographic reality that we then project out. And this victim triangle is preventing people from progressing. It is a huge, huge energetic trap. It sucks your energy out because while all of this is going on, where's mindfulness? Where's peacefulness? Where's self-improvement? Where's unconditional love? Where are all the virtues that help us to become amazing human beings that are capable of making an amazing society and in turn live in harmony with the rest of the planet so that we can return to paradise? So the victim triangle clearly does not work. It just doesn't. And so to replace that, my guides have given me a nubby ball. Way, way better concept. So a nubby ball is a sphere, the physical shape. This represents a conceptual tool that is meant to be manipulated and absorbed and used in the abstract. But not everyone is a good abstract thinker, and so to get you started in that direction, my guides have given me a nubby ball. So the nubby ball is a sphere, and it's covered in infinite number of little nubs. And each nub represents a possibility or a facet of the whole. And so, you know, we could plot on one end goodness and on the other end evil or badness. But in reality, neither these two nubs represent only two out of the infinite possibilities that are possible within the sphere of reality. So this much better represents the dynamics that human beings and even other things and often energy often carries this pattern. And so we've been taught that there's good, bad, black, white, up, down, north, south, and it goes on and on, male, female, and it goes on and on. But in reality, there are infinite possibilities. And the two extremes are only two out of infinite number of nubs. And so this is an amazing dynamic tool that will help you to understand the greater reality and to step out of the victim triangle onto something that is way better. And so once you learn to use this little tool, you can look at yourself as a nubby ball. If I hold it up to the light, it's got a light side and a shadow side. So if we plot the two opposite extremes of any situation or what we might think of ourselves, those are really actually don't exist because they're so rare. What is more common is around the equator. And around the equator you're going to get, just like on planet Earth, most of the people live closer to the equator, and on a nubby ball closer to the equator we are going to have all these nubs that are sort of a mid-range. So we're neither good nor evil. Sometimes we might do something that we're not proud of, and sometimes we might do something we're really, really proud of. And yet at the same time, from another perspective, it might look very different indeed. And so what I recommend you do is go to my website, go to my YouTube channel, and check out my videos, Quantum Health Transformation. There's 9 steps. It includes every aspect of healthy living. It's all very doable. It's all broken down into little bite-sized pieces. It's perfect for anyone who feels they might be going through ascension. Ascension puts terrific stress on the mind, body, and soul. Well, maybe not so much the soul, but the mind and the body, because it comes from a big shake-up in our reality. And suddenly we start to see the cracks in the construct. And we start to see that we're feeling uncomfortable due to cognitive dissonance as we start to see the construct and how it doesn't always serve us. In fact, it actually rarely serves us. But it is what it is at this point. And so from the nubby ball tool, we can start to expand our thinking. We can start seeing other people as nubby balls, which means, yeah, maybe they did a really shitty thing. But you know what? I bet if we did a little research, we'd find out they also do some really awesome things. And sometimes people do the wrong things for the right reasons. And sometimes people do the right things for the wrong reasons. It's complex, it's dynamic, and so much more than just a two-dimensional triangle. Life and everything in it really is a nubby ball. And so step 9 of my Quantum Health Transformation program explains how to use this tool, this conceptual tool. It's absolutely free. It's really changed my life. It's really helped me to see things, get off the victim triangle and start seeing things that yes, maybe this person did do that, or maybe they did do this, but there might be infinite reasons why they could have done it. And instead of getting caught up in the crazy making of it all, get to see things as they are a little bit more clearly. And then it's way easier also to let things go, or to just chalk it up to the unknown. It is what it is. It's actually kind of that's a bit of a brilliant, really a brilliant saying. And so what I want to tell you also is I have a tremendous amount of free resources for everybody. And so there's the 9 steps to quantum health transformation. You start on step 9 and you work your way backwards until you get to step 1. I know it sounds counterintuitive, but the whole reason why I'm doing these videos is to shake you up a little bit and help you to free yourself from the old habit ways of thinking that maybe for hundreds of years people have been thinking the same way, and it's time for a change. And so to give your brain a little bit of exercise, I've done it in reverse order. And so my YouTube channel is Karen Holton, and I'm very much hoping you will subscribe and share these videos with other people. And also, if you like this video, please do click the like button. It would help me out a lot. And please do visit my website, www.karenholtonhealthcoach.com. K-A-R-E-N, Holton, H-O-L-T-O-N, healthcoach.com. Everything's in the links below, so have a look. And yes, please do share. And check out my free resources and start thinking of other ways that you can start making life more fun, more enjoyable. Stretch out those old ways of thinking and take on some new concepts. The other thing about the Nubby Ball that's really cool is when you start using this as a conceptual tool, you feel more peaceful. There's just no need to go out and scapegoat people or blame people or run for rescuing, because you got it. You got everything you need is inside you. You just have to know to go there to look for it. And I'm here to help. There's a lot of other people that are here to help too. And so I hope this has helped a bit, and I wish you the best day ever. Take care.